Sister sent me this video by this young lady. Now, before you dismiss her, before you are dismissive of her, maybe you don't think she has the right to say the things that she is about to say in this video, you can as well look away from her and listen to what she wants to say. Don't despise her age. And for those of us that don't believe that women should hold their nose or even wear earrings at all, now she is wearing it as a nose ring. And so because of that, she is not qualified to talk about the point she's making here. Please, you can just do as if you are not seeing her. So you can close your eyes but listen to what she has to say. And don't actually go into defensive mode, because she would offend a certain people. But if you take into cognizance what she says in this video, what you're about to hear her say in this video, and if you truly love the truth, you would not attack her. You would want to look around and understand that she has made vital points. Thank you, and God bless you. Let us listen.
So I'm just coming back from workout. I have to make this video. I'm sorry, but I have to make this video. So in response to the 30 days challenge going on, I want all Nigerians to take note of this, because when I thought I was crazy, but when I said it to someone, he was like, he's never thought about it this way. So I feel like I'm on to something here, and I'm just saying it for saying sake, because it is true, and I want every Nigerian to try to dissect everything I'm trying to say. So now we know that we have to start holding a few people accountable for what's going on in our country. It's high time we stopped, it's high time we start pointing fingers and holding a few people accountable, because we know that it's a few people running this country, like literally some friend group running this country. Right, so listen to this, right? I'm sorry if this may trigger anybody, maybe church members, but this is what I've noticed for years now. The former vice president of Nigeria is a redeemed pastor, like a pastor with the Redeemed Church. The current president of Nigeria, his wife, is a redeemed pastor. The current EFCC chairman of Nigeria is a redeemed pastor. Now, I don't know if you follow this VDM versus Mesichinwo incident, but you realize that like the 3-4 lawmakers, judges, and EFCC people that are literally using power to subdue the EZT guy, all of them are redeemed pastors. Now, we have this picture of, hold on, let me show you the picture. So I wanted to put the picture with this video, but technically there's no need, because if you just go on your Google and search Tinubu and Adeboye, you will see countless pictures of them together, both with the wife who is a pastor, both pictures from years ago with Fashola and all of that. Let's say Fashola, sorry, what was his name? The former president of Lagos State, right? Anyways, so this man, Adeboye, right, who is supposedly the head of pastor, like the most influential pastor in Nigeria, I feel like this man really shouldn't come out and say we should fast for anything, because he is literally somehow in the center of the different powers that have come and gone, and he's telling me he has no influence over them, but he has influence over us, in the sense that there's this video that was trending recently. A woman, when we were doing the End Bad Governance last year, this woman, she was hawking drinks on her head, and when they stopped her, they were interviewing her, she spoke very well. So people, they were questioning her. She's like, she can't even take care of her kid. What was enough to get breakfast for her and her child is no longer enough. But because she spoke so well, they probed more and they asked her more questions, and she's like, yeah, she was working in a big school or something, but the administration changed hands and the new people that came, in her words, the woman fired everyone and brought in her people. Now, when I heard that, I was like, what is her people? Is it like her tribal people or her state people? But anyways, as she kept going, she now said, yeah, like the woman is a redeemed pastor, and when she fired everyone, the replacements she brought were all like part of the Redeemed Church. When you see things here and here and here, you gotta piece them together and understand, because most people they don't even understand that the world is so much deeper than they think, and not everything. I don't really believe in coincidences, especially when they happen one too many times. E.A. Adeboye has so much power in politics. He's literally a very political person. When Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he was one of the people that spearheaded the protest against Goodluck. The same Goodluck that said the USAID with the Obamas, they literally removed him from office and put in whoever they wanted. So like there were a lot of forces against Goodluck Jonathan, maybe because he wasn't doing their bidding or whatever. I'm not saying he was a good president, but during that Goodluck time, when everyone, they were allegedly Obama through USAID started bringing in Boko Haram, E.A. Adeboye led a protest against Goodluck Jonathan. So tell me why he's now old buddy, old friend, wife being a pastor in his church is now the president and things are this bad, and this man cannot even say anything to criticize. But he's telling us to fast for 100 days, or at least not us. He's telling his people to fast for 100 days, and I'm like, you have this much power. We can literally see you. Like, if there is a cabal of churches, I don't, there are three people I would mention, but the first person would be this E.A. Adeboye guy. And I'm like, I see you having this much power. Like, I don't think there's any presidency that has come and gone that either they're your friends or they're pastors in your church. And remember, if you know how this whole church thing works, at the end of the day, it's the man at the top that is the god of the establishment. I'm sorry. E.A. Adeboye is over here, then all the rest pastors are under. So there is nothing, except you want to, I mean, let's be honest, if you open the business now, no matter how big that business grows, you should know some of the things going on in your business. At the end of the day, you're the overall head, right? So I feel like this man knows and has control and power of so much to just be a bystander, to just act like he doesn't, do you get, like, he always try to exclude himself and try to be neutral, when if you really look at his moves and the little things here, redeem pastors. So if you search Google right now and you search redeem pastor this, you would see, oh, redeem pastor raped a 10-year-old girl, redeem pastor killed his wife, redeem pastor slept with married. So the reason for that is because redeem is like what do they call it, you know how Mr. Biggs, there's Mr. Biggs here, so it's called like a franchise. They don't really vet their pastors, allegedly, from what an ex-redeemed pastor say. If you have money, they just tell you, okay, set up a church, take our logo. So that's basically like a business franchise. They don't vet the pastors. That's why today redeemed pastor did this, tomorrow redeemed pastors did this, because at the end of the day, it's just like a one-man's business. I will give you my logo as redeemed, put it in your church, but at the end of the month, you got to bring money to the headquarters, who at the end of the day bring money to me over there. So if you really look at it, there's like too many moves about this whole redeemed church, not just redeemed church now, but like a whole lot of things that Nigerians, we really, as much as we're holding political people involved, we really have to understand that these religious leaders at the end of the day are just men, and smart men at that, very smart, smarter than you. That is why some people would still bash and whatever, but if you really look at it with your inner eyes, you realize there's so many forces going on in Nigeria. It's not just political people now. There's so many people that don't want Nigeria to be better at the end of the day. Because if Nigeria is better, you probably would not need them to pray for you to get that job or to live healthy. So many things would shut down if Nigeria was a good country and people were, actually being taken care of by the government as other countries are. So at the end of the day, we should really just be using our eyes to be looking at all.
Well, in as much as I've made a video clarifying the protest that E.A. Adeboye allegedly led against Goodluck Jonathan, that has been misconstrued. Jonathan's regime, E.A. Adeboye did not stage a protest against his government, but he staged a protest against the incessant killings of Christians in Nigeria by Boko Haram then. So that was the protest that he undertook. Apart from that, every other thing that this lady voiced out in this video, if you're sincere, you will not deny that. You see, in the Bible, the kingmakers were the prophets. They were the kingmakers. And even though that in our present time, it looks like, that has been taken away from our pastors. Now it is the politicians that make themselves kings, so to speak. Because at times, even the one that has been, elected by the people will be relegated, and the ones that the top brats in the political hierarchy wants is the one that they will eventually entrench and enthrone. So we know that the biblical setting is a little bit different from what we have now. But if you look at the people in power too, you will see that they are also fraternizing with religious leaders, religious eggheads, religious top-notch men. All right? And the narrative that this young girl gave in this place beautifully painted the picture well. Now, the problem I have is, when was the last time we've heard any of these top leaders, either, in the Islamic circle or in the church, when was the last time that they vehemently stood out and they criticized these people? Because in one way or the other, they have connections and links to them. But there is the reason why they may not speak. There's the reason why they may not speak, in the sense that the fraternization between politicians and pastors or religious leaders is that deep that at times the palms of these men of God are oiled by the politicians. The only man, prominent preacher, who is eating and dining and whining with politicians but have not held back in criticizing them has been Tunde Bakare. That's the only person I've heard. Then the other people like Issa El Buba, is not popular with them, so it's not in their clique. So people like that, little ones are the ones speaking, and these ones can easily be silenced. But think of any top-notch politician. Enenche spoke out some years back when the killings were too much. He spoke out. Oyedepo, I can't deny it. Oyedepo also was very, very vocal some years back when the killings were too much. It was actually that killings. Now, but if the way we talk about prosperity, we drum it to the ears of the people every time, prosperity, how prosperity will be achieved by giving. If that is also how we stand up and condemn corrupt politicians, even when they come to our churches, we speak against their corrupt ways and the things that they are doing. Now, you see, the way that the prosperity, what will I call it now? It's like pandemic. The way it has hit the church space, and everybody is trying to outdo the other person when it comes out to giving. Now, that is how, if we continue to drum it in the ears of these people, because these days, the system is so polarized that if my brother is the state governor and he's stealing the treasury of the state dry, I will keep quiet. I will be supporting him. If ever my brother comes out from the state house without anything to show for it because he chose not to be corrupt, me and my people, the community he came out from will call him a foolish person, a failure. How could he have spent 4 years, 8 years in the government's house and he could not get anything because he says he's righteous? That is how bad it is. That is how deadly destroyed we are as a people. May God give you understanding. Anyways, let's hear what you think about this. RCCG people, you're my people. So what do you think? And beyond RCCG, the fact that she mentioned RCCG does not limit it to RCCG alone, but only that Baba Gio tend to be very popular, and seems to be the most popular pastor and the most influential pastor right now in the continent of Africa. So, and you see, the narrative she gave is top notch. So how far? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you, and God bless you. In those days, prophets would rebuke kings. Yes. In those days, prophets would rebuke kings without fear or favor. But these days, reverse is the case. From me to you, shalom.